Hello, you Midas Mighty. Harry Litman of Talking Feds here with my reaction to Donald Trump's deposition in the E. Jean Carroll case. Recall, this is the case in which a woman has alleged that Trump raped her in a Bergdorf Goodman dressing room in the 1990s, but the suit is actually for defamation because when these revelations came out in 2019, Trump denied it categorically and added the churlish insult, "She's not my type anyway," as if that's the barometer for when you rape somebody. So she sued him for defamation. Same thing that Alex Jones has been clobbered on recently in the Parkland shooting. So it's a real, private lawsuit that he could have to write a check for. So the judge required him to sit for a deposition, and that was, the judge showed real impatience with the delaying tactics that Trump had employed. And he said, no more. There's no irreparable injury for you to just sit down and have to tell the truth. Of course, for Trump, that might be irreparable injury, but not under the law. So they had the deposition, and we do not know what happened in the deposition because depositions generally, and this one in particular, are kept confidential. So he showed up. Usually what that would entail is about 7 or 8 hours of questioning. An important point here is E. Jean Carroll's lawyer is really good, really sophisticated, really aggressive, really brass knuckles, and it's quite possible that she made him answer some very hard-hitting questions. Just a quick detour back to President Clinton, when he committed perjury allegedly and was impeached for it, he was being deposed about Paula Jones, remember, and the lawyers just brought up Monica Lewinsky as possibly germane. In the same way here, I think it's very possible that Carroll's lawyer, Robbie Kaplan, will bring up questions like, have you ever assaulted someone and lied about it? Stormy Daniels and others of that ilk. And the judge in the case, who's shown impatience with Trump, could have required him to answer that even if he objected. So the sealed document of the deposition might contain some really incendiary stuff. Often, if in Trump land, if you get clobbered in that situation, it's time to write a check and settle. E. Jean Carroll says she is not settling. She wants the truth out. So we will see. But for now, what happens to that deposition? It stays under seal, but the trial the trial judge is moving this case along, and it's scheduled to go to trial in February, and that's when it could all come out. One more sort of important detail. You may recall, this is the case in which the Department of Justice under Trump, Barr, first said, these allegations concern his work as a president, and therefore they are technically against the U.S. government, and therefore we not only take over the defense, but under the law it basically means the whole cause of action goes away. After the change of administration, the new Department of Justice stayed the course and made the same argument. That argument was accepted by one court, and then, however, the court asked the D.C. Court of Appeals, that is the state court equivalent in D.C., what would be your law about when someone is acting in the scope of employment? If the D.C. court says that this would be Trump in the scope of employment, it could have the effect of killing the case. However, big asterisk, Trump idiotically reiterated all these allegations last week in as virulent and categorical terms after the deposition was ordered. So you can expect an amendment to the complaint to say he just defamed her again, he wasn't president when he did, and that should go forward. Finally, the actual rape itself in the 90s, the alleged rape in the 90s, New York has just passed a law giving victims 1 year, we're in that 1 year period, to actually sue their alleged attackers for previous assaults, no matter how old they are. And we already know that E. Jean Carroll's lawyer is also going to bring up and add that count, and this deposition, of course, will matter very much there. So there you have it, Meidas Mighty. Harry Litman of Talking Feds. We've got our own YouTube channel now. You can check it out. And in the meantime, whenever there's a big piece of news to react to, you can look for me here. And until then, talk to you later.
This November is Rovember. MeidasTouch just released its brand new collection of Rovember t-shirts and pins to let the country know what's at stake this upcoming midterm election. Go to store.meidastouch.com to grab yours. That's store.meidastouch.com.